we're looking forward to your presentation. We're just going to do some Kiwanis duties, and we're going to roll around to your presentation in another 10 or 15 minutes. So, but please, I'm sure you understand and you can follow along until we have your formal introduction. But at this juncture, this evening we're going to have, as I mentioned, Mr. PAIRMAN, who wears many hats. He's a CEO, he's a businessman, and probably more importantly, he's connected with the Kiwanis movement through he acted as charter governor for the Key Club district. And so he's going to share with us his background on entrepreneurship, business, and especially through the lens of being a Kiwanian also. So we're looking forward to your presentation later on, and I'm sure it will be relative to a lot of the experiences that we have here. We have a lot of business people and aspiring business people and entrepreneurs who are joining us both from here and overseas this evening. So we're glad that you could take the time out to present to us this evening, and we're looking forward to your presentation. In other news, I want to remind persons that next week Tuesday, as some of you know, we meet every Tuesday. Next week, Tuesday, we're having another in-person meeting, this time at our secretariat, which is at the National Chest Hospital. That's April 8th. And we're going to have our business meeting. So we're looking forward to all the Kiwanis Club of Kingston members to roll out so that they can hear what's going on with their club from the various directors and chairmen, and to give us their feedback on ways in which we can improve or things that they like and things that they dislike about how the club is being run. So that's next week, Tuesday. Put it in your calendars from now, April 8th at the Kiwanis Secretariat, same time, 7 o'clock. We're going to have our business meeting. In other news, those of you who are participating in the Eastern Caribbean and Canada District Convention at Niagara Falls, Ontario, remember that's on May 29th to the 31st. You can still register. The chairman is past Director Dallas Campbell, and you can get in touch with DLG Willie or myself if you're interested in participating from Kingston Club. And then a month afterwards, there will be the Kiwanis International Convention. That's June 25th to the 28th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we're hoping also to send a contingent of Kingston members to that event also. In terms of more local events, put in your calendars also that our big fish fry fundraising activities down for June 6th at 11 Fairway Avenue. That's Friday, June 6th. And also in terms of activities, we have our big 3K fun run to raise funds for the Bustamante Children's Hospital. That's for Sunday, July 13th. So those are two major fundraising activities that we plan for June, and we're in the midst of planning those events. So please, we look forward to your support for these ventures that are coming up. So those are my opening remarks, but now I see that we do have quite a few visiting Kiwanians and guests who are here, I'm sure, partly to hear Mr. PAIRMAN's presentation and other things. And I'm going to pass we have VP Zuri. Yes, I did see VP Zuri online to do the welcome and introductions. So over to you, VP Zuri.
Thank you, President Stephen. So I just pulled over so I can do this properly. It's another Tuesday. I want to welcome you all to the Kiwanis Club of Kingston's meeting. So to all LGs, whether LGDs or distinguished LGs, welcome. All presidents, distinguished otherwise, welcome. All Kiwanian officers, all members of the Kiwanis Club, welcome, welcome, welcome to our meeting. I am now going to give our clubs the opportunity to bring us greetings, starting with any club that's outside of Jamaica. Do we have any clubs outside of Jamaica who are online with us this evening? Going once, going twice, gone. So let's go to clubs in Division 25. Do we have any club in Division 25 who is online and sharing with us this evening?
Good night, everyone. Good night, President Stephen and fellow Kiwanians. This is President Tonian from the Kiwanis Club of Coastal Trelawney, We have 4 members of our delegation that are online tonight, and we are delighted to participate in your meeting, and thank you for the invitation.
Thank you so much, President Tonian. It's our pleasure to have you share with us. I'm sure we're going to have an exciting presentation for you. Any other club in Division 25? How about Division 24? All right, so let's try Division 23 East. Division 23 West.
Good night, my fellow Kiwanis. This is President Henry from the Kiwanis Club of Portmore, St. Catherine. Thanks for the invitation. Presently, my delegation stands at 2, but I know others will be joining us shortly. Looking forward to a lovely meeting. Thanks for the invitation.
You're welcome, President.
I am so sorry I missed Division 23 East. We are very happy to be with you this evening. I am DP Valerie Crawford from the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston, and I see DLG Gertlin on and DS Bridget Osang, and I'm sure other members will be joining you. We're happy to be with you.
And we're happy to have our Kiwanis Club of New Kingston family with us again this evening. We certainly look forward to having you every Tuesday.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to a very informative meeting.
You're most welcome. Any
Hi,
other?
good evening, Kiwani and Zuri. I am President-elect Peter Gare of the Kiwanis Club of 23 Professionals St. Andrew Online. Looking forward to an amazing meeting. I'm alone, it's just now, but I'm expecting others to join. Have an awesome evening.
Thank you. And PE, as DP Newton would say, you're never alone. Once you're at our meeting, you are with family. So I'm gonna join him in saying that this evening. You're not alone, you're with family.
Thank you, thank you.
How about Division 23 Central?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Chairman. I think it's Chairman Zuri. I don't know if I'm right. But
VP, but that's okay. I think it's VP
okay.
Chairman.
Okay, good evening, VP Zuri. I am bringing greetings from the Kiwanis Club of South St. Catherine and Division 23 West. Currently, we have 4 members online with you. We thank you for the invitation and we're looking forward to an interesting meeting. And I'm LGD Dion.
Okay, LGD Dion, interesting it will be. I can guarantee that. I'm sure we're all going to learn something this evening. It's very good to have you sharing with us this evening.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
Good evening, everyone. President Devon from the Kiwanis Club of Spalding Christiana. We are 5 in number. Also, our prospect is online. Thanks for the invitation and looking forward for a very informative meeting.
You're welcome, DP Devon, and it's our pleasure to have you share with us this evening. Any other clubs in we were at Division 23 Central. Any other clubs in Division 23
VP Zuri.
Central? Yes.
Yes, this is President Claudine from the Kiwanis Club of West St. Andrew. There is no other place to be on a Tuesday evening at this time than spending the time with the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. Always a privilege for us. There are 6 other members and myself, 7 of us joining your meeting this evening. Always a privilege. Thanks for the invitation.
You're welcome, President Claudia, and congratulations on Titchfield's medal at Champs.
I'm telling you, there were 2 medals, not only 1.
Well, I saw you celebrating the super jump, so I can speak to that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, good evening, VP Joey. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, President Eurydice.
Great. Well, I bring you greetings from 23 Central, sorry, online. And at this time, we have a delegation of 2 which includes DG Keith, who is a dual member with Tony. And just want to thank you for this invitation. We look forward to this informative meeting. Thank you.
You're most welcome, President, and we are grateful that you could join us, and we are happy to have you. Any other clubs?
Good evening.
Everyone.
All right, let me
Good
just go
evening.
since you paused. Secretary and Treasurer Stacy from St. Thomas. I believe that we were 2 in number, but if any more joins, I'll just drop it in the chat. Good night, everybody. Thank you for having us. Wish you a good meeting.
You're most welcome, and thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Director Nakisha from the Kiwanis Club of Nation Builders. Sorry. Yes. So I'm glad to be at the meeting tonight, and it's always a pleasure to be on. Nation Builders, Kingston.
Thank you, Director Nakisha, and it's our pleasure to have you.
You're welcome.
Always.
Good night, everyone. This is Treasurer Annette from East Pines, Marymore. I think right now I might have 2 other members, Kiwanian members online. Looking forward to an informative meeting. Thank you.
You're welcome, and it's our pleasure to have you. Last call for any other clubs.
Good evening, VP Zuri. This is Director Crystal Heaven.
Good evening, Director Crystal Heaven.
From the Kiwanis. Good evening. From the Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay. We're currently in a board meeting, so my members will join afterwards. Thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. Any other clubs? There being no other club, I'll ask, do we have any SLPs online?
VP Zuri?
Yes, DP Stu.
I think our guest speaker has some guests online. Maybe you could ask him to introduce them, because I saw some other PAIRMAN, so I'm sure they must be his guests.
Okay, Mr. PAIRMAN, if you could introduce your guest to us.
Certainly. I'd like to introduce my wife, Paula. Hi, Paula. Thanks for joining. My mom, DP Learning, is online as well. I'm William. I think my son is online, and I have some friends on. I think I see Kevin, I see Sandy. Thanks for joining.
Well, we're happy to have them all. It's a family affair, and Kiwanis Club of Kingston is all about family. And we all do look forward to your presentation and sharing in their excitement about your presentation. Do we have any other guests of Kiwanians online? Well, I will close by saying thank you all for making it the Kiwanis Club of Kingston's meeting this Tuesday. We are grateful to have all of you here, and I'm sure we'll have an interesting and informative time together. It's back to you, President Stephen.
Thank you, VP Zuri. I'll just take the opportunity too. I do see our new Kiwanian, Ozzy Newell, on board, so welcome, Ozzy. And I do see some guests, our neighbors, the Reeses, Kevin and Sandra, so welcome to both of you. Glad to have you on board for this evening's meeting. We're now going to move to apologies for absence. I do have apologies from DP Newton. He says he may be absent or he may join us late. DLG Willie, do we have any other formal apologies for absence from the club?
Yes, we have apology for absence from past district trustee Robson Nunes, and of course, one from Treasurer Alvin Lewis, as you know, is in Grand Haven. Thank you.
All noted. Thank you. And I'll transition quickly from that into birthdays. And we do have quite a few people having birthdays this week. That's today is the 1st to the 8th of April. We usually recognize birthdays and of both Kiwanians and friends of Kiwanians and fellow Kiwanians. So the first on our list is our good friend, past President Robert Bobby Thomas from West St. Andrew. Past President Bobby celebrates his birthday in 2 days' time on the 3rd of April. So best wishes to you. I think I see you online, Bobby. So best wishes when it comes out. And thank you for your support. I know you're omnipresent. You're always present, I should say, for our meetings. So we appreciate that. And I was tempted to say you're almost like an unofficial member of Kiwanis Club of Kingston, but we know that you go way back with us and we appreciate everything that you have done. So all the best on your birthday when it rolls around. We also have past Director Warren, who I also saw online on the 5th of April. I hope you remember Warren, but your birthday is coming up. So best wishes when that comes up. I think that should be Friday. So like I always say, every day above earth is a day to be cherished. And also in terms of special occasions, past Director Reverend Strottrell Lowe and his lovely wife Alice have their wedding anniversary on the 6th of April. So best wishes to them when that rolls around, and all of you who know Warren and Strottrell and Alice and Bobby, please extend special greetings to them as their special occasion rolls around. So on that note, that concludes the birthdays. Oh, and I was going to have an open call if there's anybody on this platform. We have 71 persons here who is also celebrating a birthday, wedding anniversary, or special occasion that they'd like to share with us. Can you just open your microphone and your camera, if possible, and share with us what the special occasion is for this week? Anybody having a birthday? No? Birth in the family? No? Okay. All right. Well, on that note, even if it's not your birthday, have a positive week. Was that?
Sorry, President Stephen,
Yes.
good evening again. My late grandmother's birthday is on the 6th of April.
Okay.
So happy birthday to her. Well, in heaven, of course.
Yes, may her soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Yes. All right.
And to you and your family at this time also. It's always difficult when these kinds of anniversaries come around. But on that note, if there's no other birthdays, we're going to move ahead with the program. And now we're going to move to our main speaker. No, just before our main speaker, we have Kiwanis Education. I'm jumping the gun a bit. IPL, that's immediate past Lieutenant Governor Desmond, is going to share with us some Kiwanis education, some gems of wisdom. And I'm going to invite IPLG Desmond to speak to us about, I'm not sure what the topic is this week, but Kiwanis education at this time. Are you there?
Thank you.
There you go. Yes, I see
Thank you, President Stephen.
Yes.
Good evening, fellow Kiwanians, SLP members and guests. The topic is Annual General Meeting. From the standard form for club bylaws, says to elect officers and directors, as the purpose of it, to elect officers and directors and hear annual reports from the club president, secretary, and treasurer. And I just emphasize that. Well, we'll hold the annual club meeting during a regular club meeting anytime between January 1 and May 15. Be sure to announce the date at least 30 days in advance. 5 weeks in advance, the president appoints a nominating committee to make nominations and prepare a ballot to elect officers and directors. 2 weeks in advance, the nominating committee submits a list of nominees, and there should be no more than 2 nominees for each office. For directors, there should be no more than the number of directors' positions to be filled plus 3 candidates. The president-elect is the sole candidate for president nominated by the committee. 1 week in advance, nominations from the floor may be made for any position to be filled. At the election meeting, volunteers will be appointed to prepare the ballot, count votes, and certify results. That's it for Kiwanis Education President. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to say that
go
additional nominations from the floor may be made at this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, immediate past Lieutenant Governor Desmond. And yes, I know for a fact that Kingston is well advanced in their plans for their annual general meeting and their nominees associated with that venture. So please take note, Kingston Club members, that we do have our AGM coming up in a matter of weeks, and you'll hear more and on about that shortly. So on that note, I'm going to move ahead now to the introduction of our guest speaker, and I'm going to ask expected past Director Warren McDonald to have the privilege of introducing our guest speaker, Mr. PAIRMAN, to the platform. Warren, I think I saw you online. Yes.
Yes, I'm there. Thank you, President.
No problem.
This evening is my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Andrew PAIRMAN, who will be speaking to us on the journey of a true entrepreneur. Mr. PAIRMAN, as you all may have noted, is a deep-rooted Kiwanis person, having official position as Charter Governor, Key Club, Jamaica District. Mr. PAIRMAN is an experienced executive with over 30 years experience in leadership, marketing, public relations, advertising, customer service, and management. He launched Jamaica's first outdoor electronic marketing advertising billboard. He launched Jamaica's first IP-connected indoor advertising network, and he's a holder of a digital signage expert certification. That leads me to some of his qualifications. He studied at the University of the West Indies, Mona, Jamaica, where he was conferred with the degree of Bachelor of Science, Economics and Management in August 1989. And he furthered his education at Nova University, that's out of the USA, where he obtained his Master's in Business Administration, Marketing, Management, and Finance. And this degree was conferred in December 1992. Mr. PAIRMAN he's a founder and CEO of Intelligent Multimedia Limited. Now, this company is Jamaica's largest indoor digital advertising network, reaching over 1 million viewers. And I saw in some other publications that it's up to 1.5 million monthly viewers. It offers superior state-of-the-art services and products and exciting cutting-edge technology to the out-of-home advertising market. Mr. PAIRMAN is also CEO of ANBELL Group. Now, this group operates in the advertising and telecommunications industries. I'm not too sure if its main feature is still specializing in concrete products and construction solutions in Jamaica, catering to various infrastructure needs. But Mr. PAIRMAN, obviously, as we can see from this, is a man, a very creative individual, a man who is very innovative, and he's a very diverse interest. And of course, he must be community related with roots in Kiwanis. But he serves as vice chair of the NCB Foundation from 2008 to present. And as you know, Jamaica, that is Jamaica's largest not-for-profit organization. He also served as the founder of the Young Entrepreneurs Association of Jamaica. He serves mentor to small and medium enterprises. He served as director of Art of Living, done work with the prison rehabilitation. He recognized as the private sector of Jamaica 50 under 50 contributing to Jamaica, and he's a member of the First Angels Network. As you can see, we're very fortunate to have Mr. PAIRMAN addressing us this evening, and we certainly look forward to an interesting and exciting presentation. So over to you, Mr. PAIRMAN.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. President Stephen and members of the Kiwanis family and guests, thank you for having me. It is a pleasure to be here. Again, thanks to all my support team who came out tonight. Of course, my wife Paula, Miriam, and before I talk about my mom, my friends, the relatives, and Sandra, what I'm enjoying. Sandra has, been confidant for all these years. So thanks, Sandra, for showing up. But I just want to point out, if I may, just a few words about my mom. My mom has supported me throughout the years. When she didn't even know what Tea Club or the K family was about, it came around full circle that she ended up being distinguished president for the Kiwanis Club of East from St. Andrew. And she, when you talk about caring, being the way of life, that is her. So I'm glad to have you on board, Mom. And again, thank you, Kiwanis, for having me. And if you don't mind, may I just give a shout out to the Kiwanis Club of Downtown, because they had launched the Tea Club at Meadowbrook High School, and pretty much that's where this incredible journey began. So, I'm Andrew PAIRMAN, husband of 30 years to my incredible wife, Paula, father to 3 beautiful children, William, Alicia, and Adam, and of course, a proud product of the K family. But let me tell you what all got started. I attended Knox College, and in third form, I was transferred to Meadowbrook High School in Kingston. And everything started at that moment when my principal came to me and said, join Tea Club. I had no choice in the matter. There was no explanation, just a directive. And this changed my life. So when I actually joined the Meadowbrook Tea Club, it was just restarting. It had been dormant for maybe a year or so. And there was just something about that motto, caring all way of life, that resonated. I quickly moved into club leadership position, and then became lieutenant governor of the ECNC division. But as you know, and some of the challenges you face at the time, you were part of the Eastern Canada and the Caribbean district. So we actually missed out on the heartbeat of our district because geographically we were so spread out. And what that means is that our key clubbers could not fully leverage the benefits of being in a close to the district. So we looked at, and this is not me now, we looked at becoming the major district of people international. And that dream was led by the greats, the PLG, Eloy Biscant and Ryland Grant, and the other stalwarts of the movement. So I want to share some stuff with you. So meanwhile that is going on, trying to get my feet wet, I attended the Key Club International Convention. And there I was encouraged to run for international trustee as at the time we called it a writing candidate. So we submitted the paperwork there. We declared our campaign expenses to be zero, meaning no money was spent. And what this meant was that as a writing, we had no district endorsement, we had no budget, we had no campaign materials. All we had was brand Jamaica and the 4 P's, which is presence, poise, purpose, and passion. So we crushed the caucuses, and for some of my guests who may not know, the caucuses that you have groups from individually or areas or clusters or states. And the main purpose of these caucuses is to actually grill the candidates for international office and put them through the mill. So I went in not knowing what to expect. The first thing they asked me to was recite the aims and objectives of Key Club International. And I said, what? We do this at every meeting. Apparently they did it. So that was a slam down. And then they asked me to articulate the future of Key Club in the next 20 years. So I shared a vision with them, and the room buzzed, and pretty much Jamaica is here, they said. So being unable, it's just me alone, and being able to attend all caucuses, I understand that there were other groups going around caucuses for and on my behalf that I didn't even know, I didn't even ask. So at the close of the caucus session, it was a done deal. It was in the bag, it locked down tight. So the next day, just before election, I was summoned by James P. Kingley, the Key Club International administrator, and he sat me down and said, Andrew, I'm sorry. Jamaica is not a part of an organized district, and as per bylaws, you are not eligible to run. You have to end your campaign. I felt like the air was sucked out of me, and I'm like, all that momentum, all that hope. And really, why would you wait until now, just before the vote, to tell this, to tell me this? I know to this day, I believe it was the wrong call, because I still believe that even though Jamaica was reformed, we were still technically a part of the ECRC until that moment when we gave birth to the Jamaican district. But it is what it is. And this was even chronicled in the book, The History of Kiwanis in Jamaica. So I flew home. I was actually devastated. It was, in fact, thinking about it last night, I didn't even realize how much how much of an impact it was at the time. But let me share one more part of that story with you. Our administrator or designate, because we didn't have a district rep, which was DLG Mike Kennedy. God bless his soul. I called him Uncle Mike. He told me that a letter came to him suggesting that when we left the convention, we did our hotel here. I put this in context. Remember, I'm 50, and I'm still reeling from this that happened 2 weeks ago, and I get this. But it took off some time. I'm not a good pile of papers. I need to do. Searched, and I found it. That was my golden ticket. So I wrote a strong letter. When I mean strong, it was pretty strong. And thankfully, I showed it to Uncle Mike before sending it. And he said to me, Andrew, you have every right to send this letter, but you don't have to. Please come with me. So I rewrote, went back to the drawing board and did up a kind of version. It thanked the administrator for letting us know, suggesting that there's a likely error, attaching the receipt, and signed yours in service. And in 40 years, that was the hardest letter I ever had to write. But it taught me grace. But this moment of my loss on the international stage actually became one of the greatest lessons in resilience I ever received. Because a mere 2 months after, I was elected to serve as charter governor of the district of People of International. And that meant more to me than any international place. So let's discuss roots now. For me, and I know I was asked to talk about it, roots is more than just a word. It's a mindset. It's a quiet, constant presence. Not loud or flashy, but always there. Inert, yes, but never inactive. In a way, subconscious, but deeply influential. And you see, roots represent the internal compass that guides us as we do, how we think, how we act, and most importantly, how we live. In my earliest days of roots, not just as a set of values, but as a way of being, and it conditioned me to approach life with empathy, purpose, and depth. But not just me. I'm talking about my family, my staff, and all the people and organizations that I end up being in contact. So it taught me that one, service isn't about self. It isn't just a motto. It's a way of moving throughout the world. That even under pressure, clear thinking, calm strategy can prevail. And that empathy, diplomacy, and people management are not soft skills, they're power skills. And that graceful leadership, even through hard work, is a quiet revolution. And with roots, it means it could be in the middle of a service project, or it could have been in the middle of work, people of work to do. But you know what? At the end of the day, you're in high school, your grades matter. You still have to perform and you those grades up. So I'm grateful to giants like Gail G. Lloyd, my mentor. And of course, I mentioned my mother and all Kiwanians who have helped me along this journey. In fact, they used to invite us on a Monday to come down to the Kiwanis Club at Pegasus for lunch and meeting. So this was like what? I get to leave school and have lunch. It was like, something you couldn't miss. So let me just say that Key Club gave me more than leadership skills. You know what? It actually gave me my wife. Yes, Paula was in my Key Club, talked about full circle, and in fact, when I think about it, I'm not sure what her original motives were for joining. Was it the promise of community service, or was it the young, dashing governor at the helm? I like to think it was a little of both. But either way, the roots planted back then grew into a life filled with purpose, service, and love. So shift now to what happens after. For the last 18 years, I've been on the board of the NCB Foundation under the brilliant leadership of Dr. Taylor Lynn. You know Taylor Lynn, the island girl sitting in there, right? And we have several years ago, we passed $1 billion mark of funds given to education, youth, empowerment, and national development. And that's the legacy. In fact, one of our proudest initiatives is the Level Up program. that offers digital certification and job readiness training to the unemployed and underemployed. And this actually came out of COVID when everything was shutting down. We had people not being able to make everything. And Dr. Taylor comes to me and said, guys, we have to do something. We got our partners in, we started this, and we put all these people on a path of earning revenue on them. But thanks to NCB, and we're talking about roots now, we made it a family affair. Paul and I often engage with kids. So I know for them, getting up on a Saturday morning to drive down to Montego Bay to help to clean the police station, or to go and help to refurbish and paint a school might not be the ideal thing for a teenager. But in time, they came to understand and at some point like it. In fact, my eldest son, William, is now preparing to pursue a master's in nonprofit management. And he's also about embarked on an initiative about doing good. And I can't wait to see this come to fruition. I'm so proud. And this is indeed the little bit. In terms of what I'm doing now, as well, Stephen asked me to talk about intelligent multimedia. And as was mentioned, we're the largest digital out-of-home advertising company to operate screens across screens. But we're doing that different. To think that differently, even though we pioneer outdoor, our city is what we do. So what we do, we put a digital advertising network into locations where Jamaicans work, congregate, and do business. So you'll find us in the tax offices, you'll find us in supermarkets, pharmacies, and we connect brands to audiences in real time. We also do some amount of LED displays for indoor function. But what I'm most proud of with intelligent multimedia is our Inspire for Good initiative. So what we do is this. We carve out some airtime to promote charitable work or important international causes. And in fact, just today, he signed on as a media sponsor for the Red Stripe Drive and Live Responsible campaign. So we are proud to use our network to play a critical role in promoting that message that will save lives. So throughout our national efforts, we're amplifying the campaigns called for responsible choices and safer youth. Why? Because inspiring others to give back is just as powerful as a saver. Again, we talk about reach. So let's go on to entrepreneurship and some tips and opportunities. Some of the few truths I've learned. One, don't sweat the small stuff. It isn't worth it. Two, you have something in Jamaica, if you feel you're disrespected, you take it to the you get disrespected and somebody disrespected. Listen, carry your dignity, not your baggage. Don't pay it away. The next thing is be kind and respectful, even more so when it's not deserved. Another thing is trust your intuition. That is the quiet voice of wisdom. And I think most importantly, do the right thing, even if it costs you, or even if it affects your bottom line. So, Stephen asked for any ideas for opportunity or to make us still a great place to do business. There's so much opportunities in areas such as AI and automation. There is opportunities in green and sustainable business, mental health and wellness, EdTech, there is digital storytelling, there is e-commerce logistics, and so much more along that. And having mentioned the whole thing about AI, let's just talk about AI for a second. I want to share with you the impact it has had on our organization. We think of AI, and especially maybe the older ones among us, as a tool to probably help us to format emails better or get some ideas or help us to write letters. But AI is much more. And there's a real fear, and my staff has shared it that. And I tell them the real danger isn't AI. The real danger is the people who understand AI, the people those who don't. So let me show you what we did. We gathered everybody together, we gave them a challenge. We provided a resource for them. And I'm going to put it in the chat because I'm encouraging you guys to encourage your club members, your family members. It's a report that's elements and the one-on-one. And I'm encouraging all of you to take the course, take the challenge. It's only going to take a few hours. And it's totally, as I mentioned, there's no cost to do this. And I really recommend you do it. So everybody, mandatory, have to do this course. And part of the challenge that they had to come back to the group, find a real life problem or solution or enhancement, and you show how they use AI to solve. And the results, pure excitement, learning, growth, and the eagerness to go on to the next step. So you can start too. And if any of you need a blueprint for our case study on this, I'd be happy to share it with you as well as additional resources. And I'll put this in the chat now, as I said. But I want to take a moment to talk about something else. Now, as I mentioned, my wife is here, and I know she is going to say, why am I doing this? But I'm going to do this right now. My wife is a life insurance professional based in the USA. Now, let's be honest. Insurance is not the most thrilling topic. In fact, throughout the years, I cringe when I remember how I treated my insurance agent that have helped me in the past, even though I did end up taking insurance because it's something I believe in. But Paula brings something different to the table. And it's about roots, it's about family, independence. She brings care, real care. It's not about pushing a particular product or a particular solution. She's about understanding each person's unique situation and helping them figure out how to protect what matters most. Is it their family? Is it their future? Is it to ensure that their mortgage is covered? In general, their peace of mind. So in 2 short years, in fact, within the first year, she made counsel in her organization, which is huge honor for her living. And I can tell you why. It's because of that caring mentality, the fact that it's not about business. It's about caring and delivering value. But in her 2 years, this is what I want to get across. She saw something that many of us recognize, but rarely confront. You see, in the Caribbean, we tend to avoid talking about the past. We don't want to talk about death. We don't want to talk about sickness. Heaven forbid, don't even mention the word will. Because if you mention will, that means you're going to die. And maybe it's what makes us uncomfortable. But I can tell you, other cultures do not have this issue. So we can accept it's a cultural thing in the Caribbean. What happens? She doubles down, she leans in, and she cares enough to have that uncomfortable conversation. Because love plans ahead. So that's why she became a council user. It wasn't for status, it was for service. So while she does new operations in Malta, I know that she's looking to the USA or people can spend themselves in the USA. But if you ever need advice, if you ever want somebody just to give you a heads up on what's happening, that's far. And let me tell you, this is not about sales. This is ministry. and sticking it to a full year. I think I saw one of a key club online, and whether or not we have a key club online, I have something I'd like to see. But not just key clubbers, but all of us that have cousins or children or grandchildren. We have an important role to play in reinforcing some of these concepts we have benefited from the Faith family. I met recently with our NCD Foundation National Scholar. We met one-on-one. And I told them the same thing that I will share with all of them. I told them that the job starts now. The quest is to build your brand, build your personal brand, your reputation, and your network. I encourage them to seize every opportunity at every stage of the journey. So I tell them, if you're heading to university, make the best of it. Don't just do work, go home or whatever. Immerse yourself, join organizations, because these very people in the organizations are going to become the leaders in the private and public sector. So get involved and be present. And I tell them something else. Listen, when you have time, volunteer. Now, people, they may say, well, volunteer with what? I say, listen, find ways. What do you take for? For instance, there's a JNA Expo coming up. You have, for example, the Heart Foundation. Bring them up and tell them, listen, I'm a student. I have some free time. I'd love to volunteer and help you all with it. I mean, who does that? Who does that? And that's a win-win, because we get to formalize it, we get to network. And at the end of the day, you get to document something that becomes your personal business. And these are the things that set you apart. So, Kiwanians, and yes, I have asked many times why in your life. Why did something go through? Why did that door close? Why was something that was so sure ended up being not for you? And this is what I've learned. I've learned that in just about every occasion, if something doesn't work out, it is because something is better for you. Each of us has a purpose. And when we keep serving, when we keep showing up and trying, purpose finds us. So, to the Kiwanis Club of Kingston and the entire family, I want to thank you for shaping it. I want to thank you for the impact you've had on not just me, but my family and all the people that have come in contact with. From a reluctant third farmer to a district governor, to an entrepreneur, to a national servant. You gave me my roots, and I want to share with you. I want to encourage you to let's keep building, let's keep serving, and more importantly, let's keep believing in the ripple effect of what we do. Thank you, and bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. There's just one thing I didn't want to interrupt you, but one of the things I wanted to ask you was, were you on a speaker? Are you on a speaker? Because the sound was not as clear as I expected it to be. But were you on a speakerphone?
No, I'm on the audio device from the computer. I'm sorry, it wasn't there.
Okay, well, all right. It just didn't sound just the way I normally hear it, but we could hear you. Just that some aspects didn't come through as clearly. Let me ask you this though. I'd wanted you to tell me again about the course you said that the AI course that you said that everybody should take. I didn't get the detail.
All right, I just put it in the chat, and as I mentioned, it's at no cost and encouraged, especially all Kiwanians and all those, from all the generations. I would encourage you all to just have an eye opener. There is so much more things you can do with AI rather than just using the fix and leave it already. that can help you to become more productive and more efficient.
Right.
But
And
what I found is that collaboration works. So when you do it with somebody else, you get some feedback. So what was your takeaway? How and find practical examples where we can actually use it and compare stories, and then that collaborative effort helps.
Okay. One thing though, let me ask you this. Could you tell us how you actually started ANBELL? That was one little thing I wanted you to get it.
All right. Well, that's a very good question, and let me tell you, I'm glad you asked that because sometimes we don't realize what a blessing we have here. Right now in Jamaica, and I can tell you from the regional network I am a part of, from the Young Entrepreneurs Association, Jamaica Development Business Culture, there has never been a better opportunity for young entrepreneurs with an idea to get funding or to find a way to make it work. These things we didn't have. So I remember starting ANBELL. I actually went to London, and I worked for the summer during college. So to get some money to start my business. And what happened actually was that was the year of Gilbert. So most of the money I used to send a generator down, so I didn't end up with as much money because I wanted my family to have the generator, so I kind of started from scratch. But it was just about trying to find that area of business that could work for that particular time. So we did a number of things. We did expedition service in terms of interpretation, and that helped us through. And then we saw an early opportunity in the advent of telecommunications with coming on board of Digicel, which meant that our provider now, Cable and Wireless at the time, had to move the environment, friendly, and for the corporate to us as dealers to come on board. So that was our foray into the whole telecommunications landscape. So that's pretty much where it started.
Thank you. We're open to questions. You can use the hands to indicate if you have a question, but let us whatever else you might have wanted Mr. PAIRMAN to speak to, you could let's ask. The time is open to you now. And maybe in the meantime, maybe you could also, so how the intelligent multimedia or how did that one come about in terms of the start?
Well, that was particularly interesting. I went to Vegas for one of my mobile trade shows, and I saw these lights in Las Vegas, and I loved them. I said to myself, this was this could be a huge game changer for Jamaica. So I can never forget, it was 9/11, I was on that flight just before everything went haywire, and I came back, and 3 months after, our billboards arrived. This was the first one on Oxford Boulevard, and the second one at York Pharmacy. At the time, we had still trying to get sign off at the time with town planning for approvals. So we had them for a while, but then we realized that our captive market was indoor. So we said, instead of outdoor, we can't consume. Why not move the technology to indoor, whereby we can better target market, we can have less hate in terms of town planning issues. We have a more captive audience. And because we use internet to do it, all our updates and in real time, it just makes for a more efficient business model. So while we still are involved in outdoor, we made a push to the indoor. And if you go to the tax offices, you will see all our screens. You'll notice as well that you go to the tax office, there's some amount of waiting period, so you get to our advertisers love it because there's a lot of what they call dwell time. You're actually in a captive space for a while and can benefit from the doing of the internet.
So what is the mechanism by which somebody who wants to advertise on these boards, how do they go about making
Very
the
simple.
tour?
We have a very efficient team at Intelligent Multimedia. It's still at ANBELL.net. You can look us up on the website or on Instagram as well, at INLGA, or just call us, call our office, and our team will speak to you. And as a part of this development, as I said, I have a wonderful team, and part of the learning process comes learning how to allow a new generation to come in and improve and build upon what we have now, to make it more agile and that. So that's our whole new ballgame going into.
Okay. Well, if nobody else has any hands up and therefore has no other questions, we can.
There's a comment in the chat.
Oh yeah? Let me check it. 1 second.
Okay, I see. I see one. Oh, Robert, my nephew, and Robert actually is a part of Intelligent Multimedia company. The question reads: what advice do you have for non-profit and civil service organizations in Jamaica? Now, having been a part of non-profits pretty much all my adult life, I can tell you that non-profits are at a disadvantage, especially if it's a smaller non-profit. Why by that I mean, what I find is consistent growth is passion. We all have a passion to do work, but at the same time, passion alone can only keep you to a point. You have to make sure you have the skill sets. A non-profit is still a business. It has to be successful. You have to look out for long-term goals, and you have to find the resources that is going to keep you going and find people connected to the purpose that the fund. So my advice is to really study the landscape, is to really work with organizations, not just here and overseas, who can help to guide you in some of the best practices. So my advice is that it takes more than just passion.
Okay. President Stephen, if you want, you could go ahead and invite Past Director David Hall to do the thank you.
Sure. Thank you, DP Stu, and thank you, Mr. PAIRMAN, for that very informative presentation. At this juncture, though, I'd like to invite one of our members, Past Director David Hall, to do the official vote of thanks in acknowledgement of your contribution. David, are you there?
I'm here, President Stephen.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, good evening, Andrew and the team. The journey of a true entrepreneur. So we'll call you started learning this evening. You're a family man. You're a businessman. But I'll also say you're a volunteer man. You have shown that throughout your career. Your journey has had a lot of things that we could learn from tonight. There have been disappointments. There have been resilience. You have been resilient. There have been ups and downs, and there have been joys, challenges. But what I got out of it is clearly you have purpose. Your purpose has driven you. What have you also learned about you this evening? That you have said to us clearly that service is not about self. You have had some great mentors, and some mentors are important. But we also have learned that getting the key cup early because you might be able to find your wife. Some tips you said to us. Don't sweat the small stuff. Be kind and respectful. And do the right thing, even if it costs you. You have shown us that through your journey, your start, the passion you've had, and where you are today, that you have certainly given us great tips, and those who are listening, those who are in business, can take courage from your journey, that it will get us where we want to go. Just keep focused and passionate. So this evening, on behalf of our president, Stephen, the board of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston, and the members, I'd like to extend to you our deepest appreciation for coming on and talking to us this evening. We thoroughly enjoyed it. We appreciate it. And so I want to say thank you very much. And I wish you continued blessing and all the best in the rest of your journey. Thanks very much, Andrew.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Happy to do this.
And Andrew, on screen, you should see now the certificate of appreciation on behalf of the club. We will arrange at a convenient time to get you the actual hard copy, the original. But for now, virtually, we're just sharing it. It's not coming up yet.
No, President Stephen.
Yes.
If I may, because of the kind of technology Andrew is used to, it's AI. So you're not seeing it here.
There you go.
But it's there, right?
I like that.
Thank you.
I thought I was showing it, but let me check if I was sharing it.
It says screen sharing, but nothing has come up just yet, DP Stu.
Oh. Okay, you can continue, but I'll still get it up.
Yes.
You continue.
Okay, yes. So Mr. PAIRMAN, thank you again on behalf of the club, and you're welcome to stay around for the rest of the meeting or afterwards. And thank you for your guests who also came through. Remember, every Tuesday we have meetings online, unless next week we're actually having a physical meeting at our secretariat. But you're welcome to, if you're ever looking for a club to rejoin, Kingston is always readily available.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, I'm going to move ahead with the rest of the program. And at this time, we're going to, our normal Sergeant at Arms would be Distinguished President Christopher Robinson, but I think he has given an apology to say he won't be able to make it this evening. The screen that has been shared now, DP Stu, is Dave. So I would just take the opportunity as Sergeant at Arms to give a blanket fine. So we recently concluded the Boys and Girls Championship here in Kingston, and this is only for the Kiwanis Club of Kingston members. So all of the members whose alma mater came in the top 5, you have to pay $300 fine for the bragging rights associated with that. And everybody if your alma mater came below the top 5, you pay $250 each towards the kitty for a creditable performance at Boys and Girls Champs. So with that, I'm going to move on to notices and announcements. And I'm going to invite DLG Willie to share with our members what is upcoming for the next couple of weeks for the Kiwanis Club of Kingston.
There are very few notices and announcements, President, as you covered most of them in your opening remarks.
Sure.
Just a reminder to our Kiwanis Club members who are present on the call. Notice is hereby given of our annual general meeting to be held at the Secretariat on Tuesday, May 13th. I don't have any other committee meeting as such. Just to let you know that the next board meeting, our first board meeting for the second half of the administrative year, will be held at President Stephen Gregg's office on April 8th. And that April 7th at
Okay.
6:30 p.m. You want to make it 6 o'clock, President?
Yes, it can be 6 o'clock, yeah.
In terms of just a reminder to anybody still want to go to the district convention, the registration is still open. The registration is late registration is now, I think it's 236 Canadian dollars. In terms of interclub opportunities, I will circulate a schedule to the members tomorrow, as usual, following our weekly meeting. So that is all for now. President Stephen, you may want to invite the visiting clubs if they have any announcements.
That I will do. Thank you very much, DLG Willie. We do have visiting clubs that are here, and I would like to extend the opportunity for you to share if you have any events or activities that you would like to share with the wider group at this time.
Yes, President Stephen, this is President Joan from Nation Builders Kingston.
Hello, President Joan.
Oh, I should say, pa-na-na-na.
No, I was about to say it for you. Pa-na-na-na, go ahead.
We have our raffle that will be held on April 17th at the Club of Kingston, your very own secretariat. And we will be having our drawing and games night, and it begins at 7 p.m. It's only $1,000. Yes, I'm competing with my son.
Okay.
It's only $1,000, and some of the prizes are waffle maker, toaster, Amazon gift card, and Adam and Eve Day Spa gift certificate. Price is
Nice.
only $1,000, and you can buy as many tickets as you want.
Okay, and do you have to attend to win the prize, or you can buy and still win?
Well, we can discuss that.
Okay. But the preference is for you to attend and
Preference is
enjoy
for
the
you to attend and
enjoy the
enjoy
fellowship and so
yourself.
forth.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Understood. Understood. Okay. But you
All
can
right.
also share it in the chat so that people can know where they can get their raffle tickets and how they can participate.
Thank you so much, President Stephen.
No problem, President Joan. That's Nation Builders. Please go out and support. Any other clubs having a special event that they'd like to share?
President Stephen, if you mind me interrupting you,
Sure,
I
go ahead.
should have reminded our members that Key Club District Convention is being held at Monique College from the 27th, or at least from the 28th, that's the Friday of March, to Sunday the 30th. Registration for our Key Clubbers was closed today, but we have a number of Key Clubbers, especially a contingency from Kingston College who will be in attendance. So that's Key Club District Convention end of this month.
End of this month. Okay. DLG Gerthlin, were you saying something? I think I heard you briefly.
No, I was saying to Willie, April, not March.
That's correct. Thank you, Kurt. When do I go?
That's all right. That's all right.
End of April. Okay.
Good evening,
noted.
everyone. And they
Yes.
say the registration ends today, but I'm sure if you register tomorrow, they'll accept it.
I'm
There
sure
you
they
go.
will.
I'm
Yeah.
sure also. Okay. Thank you for that. Any other clubs wishing to share an event?
Yes, President Stephen, this is
Oh,
Director
yes.
Crystal Heaven.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Director Crystal.
Yes. We have our raffle, which is April 24th. That's the drawing date. And we all invite you to participate, so you can contact any member from the Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay to get your raffle tickets. It's actually $300 per ticket. I already share it in the Zoom chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you also. And did I hear you that you can win a flat screen TV?
What was that, President? I didn't hear you.
Did I hear that you can win a flat screen TV?
No, not this time around, but it's something much, much better.
All
For
right.
first prize is actually a trip for two at Choco.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, yes. So it's on the flyer, and second prize and third prize. I didn't want to keep up much of the time, but it's
Okay.
great. It's great. It's just an adventure tour. It's fabulous.
Yes, I know. Just as exciting.
Yes, yes, it is. All right.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. And please go out and support us, the Kiwanis Club of Montego Bay, and their fundraising raffle that they're going to have end of this month. No, sorry, what's the date? April
24. The
24th, end of this month.
of April.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you also. Last call for events, Kiwanis events. Going once, going twice. If not, as we conclude, I'm going to ask DP Marcel, I think I saw him online, if he can share some words of inspiration, thoughts of the week, for the week ahead.
Yes, President, happy to. It's been an inspiring evening.
Yes.
And in keeping with that, just before that, I like the blanket find, you see? But, I think it would be right.
Yes.
For the ones who are getting the biggest bragging opportunity, the KC people, right? Because all other schools allow them. We just allow them to win. It's a centenary year. So
Yes. Oh, yes.
like Wolmer's, and I'm not being biased. We just allow them to win. So for the bragging right, I think they should pay double what everybody is paying. Yeah, we allow them because next year we're going back for it. But we feel we should allow them this year since it's them 100th year and all them stuff.
Yes.
I think they should pay double.
Yes.
And in keeping with the inspiration of the evening, thought for this evening and for the rest of the week, and in fact for your life. Here it goes. You'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. The secret of your success is found in your daily routine. Good evening, all.
Good evening. Good evening.
Okay, well.
Welcome thoughts. All right. Kiwanians, ladies and gentlemen, I know if Mr. PAIRMAN is still here and the PAIRMAN family, thank you for a great meeting. And thanks for sharing some of your stories and your life journey and your Kiwanis journey. And if there's anything to take away as a young Kiwanian, join Kiwanis, you'll be able to support charitable ventures and maybe possibly meet your future partners. So that's one takeaway from the presentation. Plus, stick to your journey, stick to your passions, stick to your drive, and that's how you're going to get fulfillment and meaning out of life. So on that note, I'd like to take the chance to thank everybody for coming out. And before I terminate, I'd like, if you have a glass nearby, I have my flask, not a glass, and let's raise a toast to Kiwanis International and Jamaica Land we love. Thank you again. Good evening, everybody, and have a safe and pleasant night. Cheers.
Thank you, Praise. Good night, all.
I think DP.
I must admit that I really didn't realize that, I'm glad that Andrew shared that his Key Club experience, because most of us knew he was in Key Club, but we didn't know all that went on. So I really appreciate that particular aspect of his presentation. That was really, really enlightening.
He's still on. Andrew is still on. So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Listen, guys, such a pleasure to be here, and really enjoyed spending time with you.
Yes, it was our pleasure.
Thank you.
Past key clubber Andrew, could I ask you a question?
Sure.
I don't, yeah, I don't know if you mentioned it because I came in kind of late. I know at one time you were one of the things you did or was involved in something that I had in myself for time. Bartering.
Oh yes.
Yeah. How you had a thing going once, right? With that.
Yes. At the time we had a barter trade exchange known as an ANBELL trade
Trade
exchange.
exchange, yes.
But what happened is that it just ended up being just a few partners
Yes,
trading with
yes.
the other few. So really, and they did continue until this day. They still do it, but it never really did the type of infrastructure they had in place.
Right.
So, that was one of the things. It was an idea, maybe still not the right time, maybe, that's,
I think
that's
I
the thing,
need
sometimes it's not the
before
right time.
when you're through, I need to ask a question, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
As DP Stewart said, you're coming over so very clear. What happened? Just tell me what happened with Mike Henriquez. He asked you to redo the letter, and what happened at that stage?
What he didn't ask me to redo the letter. I think he had such wisdom. He kind of made a suggestion and allowed me to figure it out myself. So what he said was, I see he could pick up. I mean, the frustration I had